guess I'm just not interesting. I have no personality. I met a guy with cancer, and he felt sorry for me. I've never been a social guy. I'm always making children cry. I guess that's just the way it's meant to be. Help me make it out of bed, 'cause I am scared and sad. Help me make it through the day, 'cause there's nothing out there for me anymore. 'Cause I'm always coming in last place and getting dirt kicked in my face, and everyone pushes ahead of me and no one stops to care. And I curse the gods each day in vain for giving me this life of pain, when all I really need's a little hug. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I am tired and alone. Help me make it through the night, 'cause I don't like myself. There's something broken inside of me, something no one else can see. Something hurts and it's way down deep. I think there's something wrong with me. I've got friends that I never see. They say they don't have time for me. I try to reach out to my family, but I just get voicemail. I try to watch TV, it only saddens me. Everyone's yelling and screaming and fighting in the streets. I put some food in the microwave, forgot about it for several days. Then when I found it, I just threw it away. There's surely something wrong with me. All the kids in the neighborhood tell me I don't look so good, how I would change it all if I could, but I can't. Every day used to be such possibility. Now every road that I take leads to failure and despair. Here we go. There's something broken inside of me, but whatever will be, will be. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me. Play it. I guess it's just my fucking destiny, because there's something wrong with me. It's nobody's birthday. Don't light a candle on the cake. It's nobody's birthday. It was just a big mistake. It's nobody's birthday. No need to uncork the wine. 'Cause it's nobody's birthday but mine. It's nobody's birthday. No tail on the donkey today. No need to celebrate being alive when your dreams get stolen away. It's nobody's birthday, so leave the party hats behind. 'Cause it's nobody's birthday but mine. There'll be no balloon animals, no Chuck E. Cheese, no animatronics singing dogs. There'll be none of this for me. And don't give me any fucking birthday cards. I don't need your sympathy. The Hallmark stores are all closed and shit. There'll be none of this for me. It's nobody's birthday. There'll be no big surprise. The candles' flames were doused away by the teardrops from my eyes. Here we go. It's nobody's birthday. No need for presents at this time. 'Cause it's nobody's birthday but mine. No, it's nobody's birthday but mine.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, check. Testing. Checking the mic. Testing the mic, check. Checking the mic, test. 1, 2. Help. Ooh. Computer, what time is it?
The time is 11 a.m.
Shit. Oh, and I'm out of coffee? Wonder if anything else can go wrong today. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us here at Henry's Kitchen, the live stream. This is where you can interact with me and such. For example, WikiTBH says, nothing can possibly go wrong. What could go wrong? Well, we're going to find out. So I have a quick announcement to make before we get to the alerts. So hold on, I got to sneeze. I guess it was a false alarm there. Okay, what was I talking about? Shirley's Newt says, looks like you've got some smog in the background there. Yes, I am coming to you from Southern California, where we do have a smog situation as a result of 10 million people within a 10-mile square radius, 10 square mile area, not radius. Using 10 million cars. And even though there are emission standards, very high emission standards for the cars here, it's still not quite enough, which is why there's been a push to switch over to more efficient transportation means. And there is a lot of public transportation here now, which is better than it used to be. Oh, and Beanie Bobini says it's the marine layer. This is actually a picture. I am in Southern California. This is a picture, green screen, that was submitted to us by Beanie Bobini, our intern. Where is this picture? Because the marine layer, I think, would be near the water, but I'm not sure. But this looks like the valley to me. I'm not sure. Butt Smasher Masher says, is your news about the new album? Okay, I'll give you an update on the new album. That's not what it was, actually. But first, let me give you some of these alerts here. There's a few alerts coming down the pike. Butt Smasher Masher says, will Saturday be the Valentine's stream? No, I don't stream on Saturdays, but I will on Sunday. And maybe that'll be the post-Valentine's / President's Day one. I want to thank Mal199 for subscribing. Shirley's Newt generously gifted a 1-tier sub. Thank you very much, Shirley's Newt. That's very nice for you to gift a sub. And I'm sure whoever receives that sub is very appreciative. Matt Glad subscribed for 2 months. Thanks for doing that, Matt Glad. And Tech Shabby subscribed. Thanks, Tech Shabby. Okay, so back to my announcement. Just shortly before the stream, probably at about 10:50 a.m. Pacific time, February the 11th, 2026, the year of our Lord, I was pulling out this thing, which is a wonderful gift that was given to me by you, the users. It's a beautiful gift. Look at that. It's even see-through, but it's very sharp. And when I was pulling it out of the drawer, I never think to put on, I have protective gloves that I wear for sharp objects, but I never think to put them on while I'm grabbing equipment. And this is a very important lesson for you. When you're grabbing something extremely sharp and you're in a hurry, don't just grab it willy-nilly with your fingers, with your bare fingers, because I have a cut. I don't know if you can see. I put a Band-Aid on it, but there is a cut, unfortunately. And there's a lot of blood underneath the Band-Aid. But Pancake King says you can try a tourniquet. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't that bad, I don't think, but certainly pretty bad. Franz Schubert says, says, is that one of those European strainers? No. My European strainer is elsewhere. Actually, I don't see where it is right now. That thing is really dangerous when you're dealing with boiled water and all that. Shirley's Newt says, maybe you just wanted an excuse to flip people off. Yeah, I feel like doing that now, especially, and then I found out that I was running out of coffee. Neat says, well wishes on a speedy recovery. Thank you. There's so many terrible things that can happen in the kitchen. That's why you hear a lot of swearing. You'll hear people in the kitchen say things like fuck or shit. You know, and I think the reason that you hear these types of words when you're in the kitchen is because it's, picture a World War II soldier in the foxhole while the bombs are dropping or the enemy's shooting at them or whatever. This wasn't a time to keep the language clean. And the kitchen's very similar. You've got fire. You've got sharp objects being hurled in your general direction, or you're hurling them at yourself. Boiling water, that used to be used for torture. It's Kate X just gifted 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much, It's Kate X. That's very kind of you. Thank you. I Slap Cat Butt says, are you up to date on your tetanus shot? I should be. I go get my shots every year as part of my physical exam. So if they tell me that I need it, I usually do it. So hopefully, yeah, because I don't want to get tetanus. Shirley's Newt says, as a chef, you hold many lives in your hands. Yeah, it's not only the damage you can do to yourself, you could actually poison somebody by accident with tinfoil that's stuck to a tater tot or something like that. WikiTBH says the kitchen is often regarded as the most violent room in the house. Absolutely. That and maybe wherever you keep your washer and dryer, because those are pretty violent as well. Oh. Fondue Yourself has subscribed for 31 months. Amazing. Thank you, Fondue Yourself. Thank you very much for that. And thanks again to It's Kate X for that wonderful donation of 5 gift subs. It's Kate X says the kitchen is why Gordon Ramsay swears so much. Yeah. He's like a soldier in the foxholes. But he's sacrificing his life so that he can teach everybody else how to live their best life by making things like cacio de pepe. That's actually a Gordon Ramsay dish that we co-opted here. Nihilist Life says, can all be helpful? Oh, can AI be helpful in cooking? Yes. And that's a great question because that's actually what I'm using for today's recipe. Today we're going to be making some salsa, and I just went to Google, and Google, of course, gives you a bunch of entries, but it also gives you the AI version of it. And I just put in, how do you make salsa? And here's a 5-minute recipe for classic restaurant-style salsa. Came right up, and it's all AI. AI overview is what it's called. Jesus Gramps says, hi, Henry. Hi, right back to you, Jesus Gramps. Okay, well, we've got our work cut out for us. Someone asked about the Jose Suicidio album. So, I'm very excited. I've done 3 recording sessions with Jose Suicidio and also with some really good old friends. You might recognize some of the names from previous recordings that I've done. And it's been a really, really fun part of the process. There's no AI on any of these. I was thinking, I could probably just feed my friend's old performances into an AI program and say, just make it sound like that person's doing harmonies throughout. And it would probably sound incredible, maybe even better than they sound. I'm not doing that. I'm banking on 2 things. One, I haven't been convinced that AI is able to do anything that really touches the heart in a human way. I'm not a technophobe. I'm not saying it's not going to happen at some point. It's going to get better. But so far, it always sort of has this uncanny valley thing about it that's just sort of not real. And I'm also so I don't like it as much. I'd also be missing out on the act of recording with good old friends of mine, an excuse to hang out. And also I'm banking on the fact that people when they listen to it, that they'll be able to tell that this is real. There's a great example a friend of mine told me recently. If you saw the Yacht Rock documentary, they talked for about a half hour about Steely Dan and the album Aja or Asia. I don't know how you pronounce it. I don't even know if that's somebody's name or what. But in that song, which is like an 8-minute song, about 5 minutes in, there's a drum solo by Steve Gadd, one of the best drummers in the world at the time and probably now too. He was an amazing drummer, played with Al Di Meola and a bunch of others. But so you can hear him do a drum fill, and at the end his sticks hit each other, which I think is, in the drumming world, is considered a mistake. But it's in there, and if you have a clear enough system and a good ear, you can actually hear him hit the sticks, and that's something that AI would never think to do. And it's one of those cool things now that you actually turn it up and go, listen to that. Oh, yeah. And I think that if we're looking for mistakes in music, there's going to be so many of them on Jose Suicidio's new album. Kind of like there's a lot of mistakes in cooking here at Henry's Kitchen. Goat Sheed says, do something on the recording that AI would never do, like wheezing or coughing in the middle of a verse. I think that's a great idea. There is a little bit of that there. It's Kate X says, an artist I listened to said about AI, the beauty of art has always been and forever will be the human factor. I think that's a great quote. Yeah, we're not... I think what we're finding out, because AI is so good at what it does, I think we're finding out that what art has been this whole time is one person communicating to another person, showing how they see the world or how they're picking up what they've learned from the world and sharing it with people. And I don't think anybody's really interested in... But I don't want to sound... I'm not a technophobe. I think that there's probably going to be some really, really good practical uses for AI. Well, already, for example...
Delicious.
Okay, well, Shirley's Newt just cheered 1,000. Hey, Shirley's Newt, thank you so much for cheering 1,000 bits. Eclipse Producer, are you outside, Henry? No, and I can understand why this is confusing. This is a green screen. It's a wonderful green screen photo. It's kind of perfect because that our intern Beanie Bobini shared, because it doesn't look like a background photo that would be professional. It just looks like a real background, which is great. Game Master Flash, I believe, is in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. Sending some really cool stuff. It looks like maybe they went to a museum or something. I think there's a few others there as well, other users. Parasitosis, I think, is one of them. Sends this beautiful, absolutely stunning picture of a sunset. Why is a sunset so beautiful to us? Well, I think the reason is because it represents fire, and fire is inherently catches our attention because it's dangerous. But if it's far away, then we like the fact that it's far away, but we still want to take it in. And the sun's very far away. Dark Ages says, I've been saying it from the start, AI will have value as a tool to assist artists in creation, but the generative stuff will never measure up to direct human creation because humanity and human influence is such a huge part of creation. Yeah, I mean, when someone sends a picture of a drawing that their 5-year-old made, I'll bet you anything that that's better than anything AI could do. Unless AI is a computer that has a really cute 5-year-old that likes to do stuff, like maybe a cute robot 5-year-old might be interesting. Okay, Ash K, thanks. Thank you very much for subscribing, and Fondue Yourself, and Shirley's Newt. Thanks, everybody. All right. Well, I think it's time to do a song. Maybe we should use this background. Oh, but just to give you an update on the song, on the album, there are 11 songs at this point completed. One of them I might do as a live song, either in Chicago on March 1st or St. Louis when I'm performing there on the 22nd. I was able to get a little plug in for the shows unintentionally right there. But yeah, so I might record one of the songs live. And also, there's a lot of paperwork. You know, one of the songs is a cover, so I have to figure that out. And I'll probably be reaching out to our friends Orca Mind, who are, in addition to making great music, they've done a great job marketing their latest album with Bandcamp, which I've never used before. And so I might reach out to them and see if I can get some advice. But JSBX fan says, sorry if this was addressed, Henry. There is no Patreon exclusive video this month. Yeah, it's not every month, unfortunately. But the good news is you don't get charged. You shouldn't get charged. Yeah, you don't get charged if there's no video. But I was doing them pretty consistently there, so I could see why people might have thought that it was going to be every month. But I have a couple of other things that I'm doing. I'm traveling this month, and then also acting in a friend of mine's independent film, which I don't know when that's going to come out, but that should be interesting. JSBX fan says, now we know beef was doing so much work. Yeah, and without beef, it really is difficult because you could put the camera on roast beef and it would be instant viral sensation. And now I have to rest on my own talent, which is very sparse. It's Kate X says, I have a CD copy of their album. They included a very sweet note. Oh, very cool. Yeah, I mean, guys, pick up the album, either physical or digital, of Orca Mind. It's really, really good music. They make great music. Hammy X Hams says, does Jose Suicidio ever autograph merchandise? Will there be Jose Suicidio merch one day? One day, I think I'm actually going to talk Jose into doing vinyl this time around. I never understood the comeback of vinyl, but I think I'm finally starting to get it. It's a cry for help. Fondue Yourself says, you could do what people had been accusing you of before and play old clips of beef. That's true. That's true. I could very easily do that. But I'm not ready to. I will eventually. Timmy Bublé 4422 says, why have we never seen Henry and Jose in the same room together? I don't know if anybody's ever really been able to get Jose to do much public appearances because he's a very tortured artist. Okay. I'm going to put on some Reverbicin. Can you hear me? And is there reverb? And is there a sunset in the background? And do I have a beard? These are the things I need to know from a technical perspective, and that's going to tell me that everything's working correctly. Except there are other times that I've had a beard, so it could be old footage. Okay. Yeah, JSBX fan, I wasn't familiar with Trivium, but maybe I'll have to check that out too. Found out recently that Michelle Heffy, I think it's pronounced Heffy or Hafey. There's a couple of words that have precedents that would lead me to believe either one, but is related to the guitarist in Trivium. Very cool. Musical family. Shirley's Newt says Jose Suicidio is everywhere always. Yeah, all at once. Okay, everybody. Hammy X Hams is not seeing the beard. Says better get IT in there. Okay. Are a lot of other people seeing the beard? It might be subtle. All right. Well, we might have to do it beardless if that's the way that we're doing it. Dark Ages says, do you have the technology that can remove your beard? I don't have access to it, but I'm sure it's out there. Okay, let's go ahead and do a song. This is a song, it's actually, oh no. Oh yeah, okay, Melanie suggested this one. I'm not sure what the relevance is because it's not summer, but it is a summer song, but we've never done it. I believe it was in the original Karate Kid movie. It was a big song at the time, Bananarama, and probably their biggest song now. Was Bananarama a British band? Computer, was Bananarama a British band?
From songkick.com.
That's hard to say.
Bananarama, formed in 1979, is an English dance, pop, and new wave vocal group that became the most successful girl band on both sides of the Atlantic with a string of top 10 singles, hailing from London, England.
Okay, well there you go. Well, we're going to do this in the Jose Suicidio way. I'm going to transpose it down just a little bit. Cruel Summer by Bananarama. They did a dance version, but we're going to do a little slower version here. Thanks, Melanie, for requesting this one.
Hot summer streets and the pavement are burning. I sit around trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry.
Hard to play with the Band-Aid.
Strange voices saying, what did they say? Things I can't understand. It's too close for comfort. This heat has got right out of hand.
I'm gonna take it up just a notch.
It's a cruel, cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel,
I shouldn't have taken it up.
cruel summer. Now you've gone.
I'm gonna take it back down. Sorry, everybody. This isn't the best rendition. Okay.
The city is crowded, my friends are away, and I'm on my own.
Now it's too low. Fuck.
It's too hot to handle, so I gotta get up and go. It's a cruel, cruel summer, leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Now that you've gone, it's cruel. You're not the only one.
I don't know how that part goes.
It's a cruel, cruel summer.
Well, now I'm gonna go back up. Hold on a sec. This is the worst rendition of this song there's ever been, I think.
It's a cruel, cruel summer.
That's better.
Leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Now you're gone. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Now that you've gone. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Leaving me here on my own. It's a cruel, cruel summer. Now that you've gone.
Wow, what a depressing and sad song that one is. It's weird because when they do it, they're dancing and it looks like they're legitimately having a good time. Pancake King says, does Henry find the key or does the key find Henry? I wish the keys found me, but usually it's me looking for the keys. Okay. Let's go ahead and change out the background. So Voodoo gives us an update on Frankie. Presumably, this is Voodoo's pet, Frankie. Seems to be just living his best life and saying, fuck it, or her, I don't know. But that's the way you want to do it right there. The cat's life really is pretty great. Matt Glad says the key goes to another door, I think. Yeah, that definitely did on that one. I slap cat butts, and by the way, I hope you slap them very gently on the behinds. I hope you're just giving them a little pat-pat, not slapping them too hard. Yay, what a lovely send-off before work. Thank you, Henry. Thank you very much. Beanie Bobini says the chin is the softest part of the cat. Oh, I didn't realize that. That probably makes sense, though, I guess. That's why it's well protected. Okay. Thank you very much, Voodoo, for sending us Frankie update. And Maui Girl sends us this one. Looks like a very angry monster, sea monster. Is that an octopus? Or something of that nature, but it's very cool. Maui Girl comes from the islands of Hawaii, so it makes sense that there would be a marine type reference here. I like this background, it's symmetrical. Neat says, I'm house sitting and watching 2 cats and a dog. They are crazy. I'm trying to keep an eye on you and the chaos happening around me. Welcome to the club. It's a chaotic day here at Henry's Kitchen and a chaotic world. Zone Seek says, my cat likes a disturbingly hard butt pat. Well, you know, some do, but just make sure you read the cues and you have a safe word. That's the most important thing. JSBX fan says, I've seen orange cats on my Instagram feed and I think of beef every time. Yeah, what's this guy doing? And It's Kate brings up a good question. Did he also cut his finger? It looks like he cut both fingers and he's trying to show everybody the Band-Aids. Okay. WikiTBH says, what's your favorite safe word? I would probably say help. Help is a good sound check word and it's also a good safe word. All right. See what else we've got. We've got another one from, have we shown this one yet? This is Desolate Reality. Very beautiful. Yeah, let's go ahead and use this for our background. This is very nice. Did we already do this one or not? Let me see, because I might be going crazy, or it might have been a similar picture. No, I don't think we've done this picture. It just looked familiar to me, but this is a beautiful picture. Let's do another song. I know, this is a perfect song to do this. To this one. There is a really cool, that's what we're making today, salsa. But I found this really cool thing. Somebody, I think it was Nancy Drudels, suggested that we do this song that's called, it's the theme song for the TV show Land of the Lost. A lot of you young people might remember it. It was a big show. How do I find it now? Oh yeah, here it is. So I found this chord chart of it. That's the only way I was able to find the chords. But this must have been whoever wrote the original song, the theme song, wrote out these. Boy, this is 1974, so they must have done it on a regular typewriter. I was going to say it looks like it was done on a computer, but then I forget that computers were just imitating typewriters, I believe. But we don't know. It's the internet. It could have been typed yesterday and somebody's just joshing us, but it's got the chords on there. So I'm going to go ahead and read the chords from that thing. How do I do that now? I have to pull it up somehow. I have to figure out how to make that my sheet music for this. I guess I would go into my documents. This shouldn't be hard. It says working on it. So something's taken a long time, probably generating icons. Meantime, let's check in with you guys. Mac Glad said the original lyrics were AAAA CCCC BBBB CCCC question mark. No. You're talking about the chords there. Boy, it says not responding. Thanks for nothing, computer. Do you guys hear me? I just had a situation that's not very good. I can't get the document. Why would it say working on it and then not responding? That sucks. Nah. Okay, so we have to figure out how... It's impossible for me to get this... Okay, I gotta look it up. Land of the Lost theme chords. Okay, this is this is sort of a backdoor way to do it. Here we go. The Land of the Lost. From 1974. It's a great show, by the way. A lot of you young people will like it. It's got a lot of special effects, some great, very good-looking dramatic actors, and it's just overall a wonderful adventure show. It's kind of like Jurassic Park, I guess. Okay, Fluorite says evil machines. Yeah, that was probably one of the themes. There's something called slee stacks. Pancake King says the hippie slee stack. Yeah, they looked a little like hippies, I think. Here we go. Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine expedition met the greatest earthquake ever known. High on the rapids, it struck their tiny raft, plunged them down 1,000 feet below to the land of the lost, to the land of the lost. When I look all around, I can't believe the fucking things I found. There's no chords here. Now I need to find my way. I'm lost, lost. Find me, living in the land of the lost, living in the land of the lost, and I hope somebody finds my ass. In the land of the lost, in the land of the lost. Will and Holly Marshall, as the earth beneath them trembled, lost their father through the door of time, time, time. Uncle Jack went searching and found those little kids, looking for a way to escape from the past. What? Okay. To the land of the lost. That high note. Land of the lost. Thank you, Nancy Droodles, for that wonderful trip down memory lane. I don't know if Nancy Droodles is Gen X. I met Nancy Droodles, if so, very much on the younger side of that, but it's usually a Gen X thing to get real nostalgic about things from the past, sort of an escapism. I think everybody does that. You know what? I'm tired of this grouping people by age range. I think these are all human things. You'll hear these people go, nah, you know, I'm Gen X. I pee a lot. It's like, well, no, that just means you reached the age where you have a larger prostate. It doesn't have anything to do with your generation. Shirley's Newt says that last note was very elusive, just like the land of the lost. Ooh, yeah, that's what I was trying to do, is get a little bit meta. Hammy X Hams says it's great, cheesy, fun time for everyone. Yeah, it is. Fluorite says my Zoomer friends are nostalgic for the PlayStation 3. Yeah, and I don't even think I grew up with that. Max Donut 1 says, has anyone noticed that Henry sounds a lot like Jose Suicidio? I'm not going to confirm any kind of conspiratorial thinking on this platform. Okay, I think that does it for the pictures. There's another one from Parasitosis. Is this from the land of the lost? Or is it from the land of the rising sun. Hammy X Hams says it's great cheesy time for everyone. Oh yeah, we already did that. Okay, I think that's gonna do it for the songs. We gotta get to work. I am going to check something really quick here. Maybe we can put it on a video in the meantime. Okay, that was just a little bit of highlights of some Henry's Kitchen stuff. I think it's time for us to get into the cooking here, so let's go ahead and take the reverb off. Check, 1, 2, help! You're right, JSBX fan, I too am starving. We're going to make chips and salsa, but they're going to be homemade chips and salsa. So let's get right into it, shall we? I just went to AI and I said, how do you make salsa? Because I was tired of these websites where they'll talk for 50 minutes about their experience with this food or whatever. You know, I made this food for my grandkids or whatever, and then all of a sudden you're learning about somebody's life that you never wanted to learn about. This is just salsa. Nihilist Life, is salsa even cooking? Excellent question. And the answer is probably available to us from the internet. Computer, is salsa even cooking?
Salsa is typically a cold dish, but some variations are cooked to bring out flavors. Both styles are popular, so you can enjoy it either way based on your preference.
Okay, so you can enjoy it either way based on your preference. And I think that's a good rule of thumb for just about anything. But we are cooking today. I've got the oven preheated because we're going to make our own homemade chips. Mad Glad says, I still made that computer. I'm still mad that computer decided to change voices against our will. Did it change voices? I didn't realize that. Dark Ages says, is salsa homemade? If you go to the Mexican restaurant, bring the chips home and then combine the salsa and chips in your living room. I think legally that would be homemade because you prepared it. Prepared means made, and you did it at home. So it's home prepared, homemade. Butt Smasher Master says, why is the tortilla so orange? Is it a nacho cheese flavored? I don't know. This is from Trader Joe's. Uh-oh, does it have mold? It better not. I got fucked by eating some kind of bread recently that had mold on it, and I don't see any on here. I'm trying to remember what that was that I was eating. I think it was just bread. Okay, well, we're going to cook it anyway, so. All right, well, let's get to work here. So we've got our ingredients. I've got cherry tomatoes for this, and we've got our slicer thing that also sliced up my finger, as you can see. We've got some Himalayan grinder, sea salt grinder, of course, app, but Mediterranean, and then cumin. We're going to be using cumin. I've got a little bit of lime left over. You know what? This is pretty pathetic here. I think I'm going to use. I have some lime juice somewhere. I have lemon juice. Every time I want lime juice, I find the lemon juice, and vice versa. It's really annoying. Where's my lime juice? Frickin' A. This sucks so bad. Okay, I guess we're using lemon juice. I literally don't know what happens. They both look exactly the same. They say Santa Cruz, but if I'm looking for lime juice, I find the lemon juice, and when I'm looking for the lemon juice, I find the lime juice. Okay, we've got one garlic bulb, and I'm going to throw this away. This isn't helping anybody. There's literally no juice in it. It's all dried up. It's gross. I'm going to have it to feed the cockroaches or something. Fluorite says, where's your jalapenos and serranos? I don't think I'm going to use those. Those are too spicy for me today. I think we're just going to get right to it here. So normally you would use a work bowl for this. Oh, I guess we should probably do our tortillas first. I've done this several times. I even have a video of it. It's not difficult. All you're going to do is, well, first you want to sort of spray it down with something. I'll spray it down with this. What is this? This is bug spray. Fuck. Non-stick. No. This is griddle spray. Okay, good. All right. You always make sure you look at whatever it is that you're spraying before you spray it. Okay. I'm going to start by cutting these in 4s. And there we go. Then we're going to cut each of the 4s in half, so thus we're going to have 8 when it's all said and done. They should look a lot like restaurant-style chips. And then we're going to douse them with a little bit of our grinder salt. And cumin is an ingredient that they put in tacos, and is it even coming out? What's happening here with the cumin? Oh, there's literally no more. Great. Okay. Plan B. Maybe I'll use some delicious. I've got some stoked pampika. Hey, Tontino Oficial rated us with 6 viewers. Thank you very much, Tontino Oficial. Thanks for sharing your audience with us. That's very kind of you. And I also want to thank Lavender Kitty. Lavender Kitty says it's their birthday today. Let's go ahead and do just a really quick birthday shout out to Lavender Kitty. Delicious. Shirley's Newt just cheered 1,000 bits. Thank you so much, Shirley's Newt. That's very generous of you. All kinds of stuff going on here. We're making salsa, and it's pretty chill here, so Lavender Kitty. The song Nobody's Birthday by Jose Suicidio. It's nobody's birthday, no need for candles on the cake. It's nobody's birthday, it was just some big mistake. It's nobody's birthday, sorry if you're feeling shitty, nice name to be able to rhyme with very easily on that one. Thanks for that. And happy birthday, Lavender Kitty. And thanks again to Shirley's Newt and Tontino Oficial. Is that French? For the raid. Okay. So if you're just joining us and for the Raiders, let's just see what's going on here. We've got our... Did I put the Stoked Pampika on there yet or not, or did I not? You know, you can't really have too much. And so there's that. Now we're going to need a piece of parchment paper. Make sure you don't use wax paper. They look very similar, but wax paper you can't cook. I'm sure that you guys probably, a lot of people know about the Apollo program, but a lot of people don't know about the first one, which was actually a really, really bad fire, and sadly a couple of astronauts, 3 astronauts died. And it was because apparently they used wax paper instead of parchment paper. And I know that they look very similar. But after that, they got their shit together. Okay. These are going to be our chips. Eclipse Producer just gifted 2 subs. Wow, that's very nice of you. Thank you, Eclipse Producer, for gifting 2 Tier 1 subs. Very kind of you. Vado says, do we need to know the circumference of the tortilla before we begin? It's going to vary a little bit. If you use one of those really large tortillas, you might want to actually cut it into 16ths, but then you're going to have all these kind of skinny ones. I think just know that they're going to cook in the oven and probably shrink a little bit. Computer, do tortilla chips, homemade, change temperature frequently?
Homemade tortilla chips should stay at a consistent temperature for best flavor. Reheating can make them soggy, so it's best to serve them fresh or store them properly to keep them crisp.
That wasn't even really the question I was going to ask, but sometimes I feel pressure because if I pause too much in the middle of a question, it gets impatient. Like, computer, what time is the time when everybody usually wakes up?
Near Glendale today, Paying for It, The Secret Agent, Arco, and Sentimental Value are playing. Paying for It.
Yeah, I don't know. It really did give me a lot of time, so it kind of proved me wrong on that. Nihilist Life says, getting Star Trek TNG flashbacks. Okay, everybody. Let's make our salsa. Computer, how much time left on the timer? Computer, how long is left on the timer?
There are no timers set.
Didn't I just set a timer? Computer, what set timer for I don't even know how long you're supposed to do it. Computer, set timer for 15 minutes.
15 minutes, starting now.
JSBX fan says River Bison inquiry. Yeah, no, I've got the reverb on. I'm a mess right now. Okay, check 1, 2. Okay, I think everything's going. All right. Eclipse Producer says brain is not braining. Yeah, and you know one thing that I found out about myself, I went to a specialist and they said that having a large head is not an indication of increased intelligence or even mental brain capacity. What happens is that the brain is normally this condensed kind of moist thing, and then when it has more space to work with, it expands. So in a way, it actually is worse because it takes the brain longer to send a signal from one part of the brain to another. It's got more distance to travel, so it's not necessarily a good thing. You would think, oh, big brain, smart person. but that's not how it works. You want to get somebody with one of those real small, tight heads that just compresses the brain all in one little area there. Parasitosis. Computer, what are the top 3 night views of the cityscape?
From triple_A.com. From the open-top double-decker bus, you'll take in unbeatable nighttime views of NYC's most iconic landmarks, including Times Square, the Empire State Building, and the Brooklyn Bridge, all illuminated against the night sky.
Okay, hopefully Parasitosis found that helpful. Feel free to use me and my computer as a conduit to your needing information for your trip. Shirley's Newt says, the reason my head is small is because it's compressed. Okay. Well, you know, I think that's the way you want to be. It's sort of like an iPhone or something like that. Sleek. You want a sleek brain. We had a kid in school that was very smart. We called him Sleek Brain. Caitlin's Kitchen says, can I cite you in a research paper? Sure. These are just theories. Parasitosis, do you have a picture of Nagasaki, or is that one of the ones that we looked at? Because I'd like to see. All right, well, hey, we're getting off. Let's go ahead and get back on track here. We want to make our tomato situation. So I've got a very dangerous, potentially dangerous thing happening here. So I am going to put on what you call a glove. And what this is going to do is it's going to protect my hand from cuts. So we just want to run this over. Hold on, I think the glove probably should be on the other side. I might need 2 gloves for this, I'm not sure. I don't like the way this thing's working here. I think I'm going to use a different methodology. I'm going to just pour our tomatoes in there, and I think I'm going to crush them with our semi-automatic whisker. Yeah, this makes more sense. Wow, this is really turning out to be difficult. I didn't think this was going to be a hard one today. Maybe you can pull them apart. I've got a mortar and pestle. Oh yeah, this for the win. This is going to get you smashed. And then you could probably use the whisker to do the other stuff. This thing's heavy. Really, what you want is, this thing's not working for some reason. You want to be careful not to break your whatever it is, bowl. Okay, now we're finally getting this thing mashed. Jeez, thought that was never gonna happen. Okay, well now it's finally starting to look like actual salsa. It doesn't smell like salsa. It actually doesn't smell very good. I'm wondering if maybe those tomatoes were no good. This onion has seen better days. Let's get rid of the other part that's sort of growing inside there. onions have multiple layers. And some of those layers are nasty. Let's go ahead and cut this off. But I think onions ward off cockroaches. That's one of their powers. I just do not want this inside part. It does not look appetizing to me. I think this other stuff will be good. And I'm going to take off one of the layers over the top. If you take off enough layers, you don't have to wash the onion ahead of time, which is a nice little perk. I know you have questions. It's Kate X says onions are well known to be the natural predator of cockroaches. Yep, and that's why they work so well in this situation. Shirley's Newt says, those are some large chunks, man. They sure are. These are large, but we're going to get them down. Get them down to a reasonable size. And I might leave some chunks behind, too. There's a lot of options here still on the table. I'm just going to take a comfortable handful of them. Put them in there like that. That's probably going to be enough to flavor it. Okay. And let's do our garlic. Garlic is probably the most pain in the ass thing to deal with because not only do you have to peel off this paper on the outside of it. I don't need the glove anymore. You know what? The chips smell good. I'm going to say that for sure. Those chips are smelling good. Get the paper off of your garlic exterior or exosperm, and then you want to put this in to a grinder. Okay, I think we're just about there. Hey, so Beanie Bobini, our intern, does that mean that you are in Los Angeles? Hope you're having a good time. There was a picture earlier from Los Angeles. There, that garlic might really improve things here. I think it's the only one of the ingredients that I'm using here that actually hasn't spoiled. Now we just want to, I'm going to consult our AI recipe here. It says here, we're going to first chop our aromatics. That's what we did. The onion, the garlic. No jalapeno this time. And then you want to pulse it. Combine the tomatoes with the lime juice. We're using lemon juice because I can't find my lime juice. But I don't think there's that. Computer, what's the difference between a lemon and a lime?
Limes are usually smaller and more bitter than lemons. Both fruits are citrus, but limes have less sweetness and more acidity, making them great for savory dishes, while lemons are often used in sweet recipes.
Okay, so I've got a little bit of cumin here that we're just going to put in. Oh, that's right. I don't have any more cumin. We're going to use the stoked paprika. Not too much. You don't want to have a whole stoked paprika party. Or maybe you do. I don't know you. I know some of you. Money Curse says, I don't think so, computer. Oh, okay. Shots fired. Okay, I think our salsa is done. I also have a couple of other surprises for us. But let's go ahead and put our... Let's just sort of take all this extra sort of shit and put it aside. And start scraping our salsa onto our plate. That's our salsa. I'm going to take a look at our... Oh no! Oh boy. Okay. It's time to get these out. I didn't know. It didn't really say how long to leave them in there. They smell good, but they're very, very charred here. No, they don't smell good. What am I saying? They smelled good at one point. Also, this thing's very hot. Ah! I lost one. But yeah, this is basically our chip. It's not supposed to be this color. I might have just killed a cockroach by putting that thing down on the counter because it was so hot. All right, let's start getting into a little bit of a presentation here. I'm going to throw all this away. BK69 says they're not overcooked, they're artisanal. Computer, what does artisanal mean?
From thecontentauthority.com. Artisanal refers to products that are made by skilled craftsmen using traditional methods and high-quality ingredients or materials.
Well, I think that's probably true in this case. Still, I don't know if I wanted it to be artisanal. I just wanted it to be good. Django Cat says this looks utterly delicious. Okay, well, I mean, it's fresh. I think I have just a little bit of my Dolce Gabbana, which is a nice thing to put on the side. But I'm not seeing it. Oh, but I found our lime juice. There's a problem with this refrigerator. Yeah, I was hoping that I had a little bit of, oh, here we go. Yeah. This is called, crema fraiche. Okay, that's going to be nice for us. All right. Computer, what time is it?
It's 12:05 p.m.
Okay, well, I'd say we're doing pretty well here. Let's put some of this stuff back. We made a big mess, but that's nothing new. But I think we made a decent lunch here. Let's see. Here we go. This is our chips and salsa for a nice afternoon. If you want to see their picture, whoops. That's the land of the lost. How do we do this here? There it is. That's the salsa part. Their chips are sort of off to the side there. But if you want to look at ours. Computer, stop. That would have been way too much time. There we go. Ours isn't as red, but you know, they've got a lot of beauty photography that they do for these things. So I'm not too worried about if it doesn't look like the picture. Let's go ahead and scoop some of this onto our chip. And then a little bit of our creme de Gabbana. And then let's see how this tastes. Oh my God. The chip it tastes like burned charcoal. We fucked up the chip bad. Ah, That sucks so hard. I really am hungry and I wanted that to be good. Computer, is it dangerous to eat burned?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Here. I'm gonna have some water. There was something bad in that too. I need some type of a chip. I should have had backup chips. Because I don't think it's fair to judge this. Yeah, I don't have any chips of any sort. I've got a little bread. You know what? I'm just going to toast some bread. Maybe I can scoop that on there. But that's very disappointing because those chips were going to be good, but we burned them. Let's just do a little bit of bread. I have to unplug the sign in order to use the toaster. Sorry, everything's a little bit difficult in my life, generally speaking. AI is at fault, says Neat. Yeah, although the AI didn't really have a hand in these in the chips. That was sort of me doing my own improv thing. It was really just a recipe for salsa. I wonder if any of these chips are okay. Like, did one of them maybe somehow not get all jacked? Maybe part of it? Nah, this tastes like shit. I'm sorry, guys. We wasted a ton of time, some food. This tastes like, not only just tastes like shit, but it also tastes like maybe it's bad. Like it's, health-wise, it's doing something bad to my innards. Caitlin's Kitchen says the chips look like they smell like arson. Yeah. Pancake King says it's not a waste of time if we learn something. Yeah, and they say that which doesn't kill me makes me stronger. So we'll see. Shirley's Newt says charcoal can make your teeth whiter, though. Oh, I did not know that. Are you sure that's not just the coal industry trying to assert its dominance? Knock24 says some food just isn't meant to be eaten. Yeah. And I'm very hungry, so this is very disappointing. But that's okay. Not everything works out in the kitchen or in life. So let's check in on our alerts here. ADHDJ says beef dance duck ass. Thank you very much, ADHDJ, for your subscription. And thanks, Anonymous. Good to see Anonymous on here. Has gifted a tier 1 sub to Roach Swallower. Very cool. I think it's time for us to do our... Oh, that's right. We've got toast. Man, this toast came out kind of fucked also. What is going on today? All right, that toast is way too hot to eat, but I'm going to go ahead and do our thank you song, and maybe we'll end... Because, as I might have said, in addition to this month being busy with some travel and a couple of other things, I'm acting in a friend's independent film. So, it's been a little busy here at Henry's Kitchen. So, forgive me if we've been doing some slightly shorter streams, but I have to spend the rest of my afternoon acting like somebody else. Oven Light says, awesome, have a great month, Henry. Thanks, Oven Light. I hope to see a lot of you in Chicago March 1st. at Zany's, and also St. Louis, Missouri, in the beautiful Blue Strawberry venue in St. Louis's wonderful Central West End area. It's going to be pretty fantastic. That's February 22nd. And all of that, you can get tickets at henryphillips.com. Go to the tour section. There's also a link in the chat, or henrys.kitchen. All right, we need to do our thank you song here. How do we do this? Checking the mic, test 1, testing 2. JSBX fan says, ask the computer what to make for Valentine's Day. Computer, what is the best thing to make for Valentine's Day?
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Yeah, computers don't know how to love. Parasitosis says, going to have a bath with a sunrise view of Nagasaki from Insayama. Probably won't live up to this stream, though. Well, I hope you're doing both at the same time, because that would be a nice little irony. Tech Shabby says, computer, how much is a ticket from Honolulu to Chicago? I would guess probably about $400 if you get it now, but I could be wrong. It's Kate X says, now we've tried an AI recipe, maybe a computer one next. Yeah, we could try that. All right, let's go ahead and do a thank you to all of the users at Henry's Kitchen who make this thing an amazing thing. People like It's Kate X, moderators, technical advisors, folks that run the Discord, and the subscribers, tier 3 subscribers, the big name streamers who have done a lot of great shout outs for us and shared their audience, like OrcaMind. And I want to tell you to go to OrcaMind on Instagram at OrcaMind and just check out their music. They're great. And they have a Twitch channel, obviously, as well. That's how I met them. Okay, here we go. This is a song that thanks all of the users. Here we go. Let's do this to the tune of Roger Miller's great road traveling anthem, King of the Road. Falcon and Dingo Bomb, Don Beef Hot Bear 1110, Do Dingle Dog Goggle, Dr. Flanges and Bacchus, and also Shane, yes, Beelzebub, Mochi's Nirvana, It's Kate Kairosa, Bumble Vision and the LGX, Chef Reactions, Husky Boyle, Bill Larkin, Music in the Toilet. I tried a different thing on the guitar and it didn't work. Nim, Moon, Moon, and Baru, OrcaMind, S-Fan, and Bonnie too. Dazzle Cat, Blurry Little Quest, Borson, Vanilla, and Parasitosis, and don't forget Quanto and Beanie Bobini. M3225, Yarkasm, Nico Taso, Michael Bublé, 4422. Potato Cat Breeder, Passion Arrow, Minho Shin 64, Midnight Faded, JSBX Fan, Acid Tis, Pool Boy 789, Dazzle Cat, Zod Bane, and Toke My Nuts, Saguaro Uberito 5555, Dinosaur Jamie's Text, Signal Boy, Beelzebub, Hen Lips 1, Caitlin's Kitchen, and D's Nuts, Game Master Flash, and Mimsy Coon, the Cat Food Taste Tester, the Jiren X, Mochi's Nirvana, Vana, Ride, Red Hot, Hibachi, Ransom GR, and Aciditis, and Michelle Happy, and ECT, Purple Donut Filling is free, Tankard and Borson, Ben, and Zodiac Tone, Gary Busey, ASMR, Lurk, Ball, and Shandis, Nova Glarian, Mr. Gooseberry VT, and don't forget Quanto. BK69, one day, are you a tier 3 subscriber? Because your name should be there. If so, please let me know if I've missed it, because sometimes I do miss the tier 3 subscribers, and we're overdue in terms of doing a little bit of an update on that list. Oh, okay. Well, BK69, I think you should be up there too. Actually, that's not an exclusive list. There's a lot of people, but if I named literally everybody, I mean, right now we have what, 500, 300, well, 187 people watching. It'd be a lot of people. Thank you, everybody, so much for all of the support that you give. And you know what? Today, I'm going to come out and say it, even though I'm a professional chef. I made dog shit. I just made total dog shit. In fact, I didn't even get the toast right. I don't know how I somehow managed to burn a lot of the toast, but not all the toast. Some of this toast looks like it's going to be salvageable, thank God. I'm definitely going to go get a cheeseburger after this. Let's go ahead and put some of this weird shit on our toast. I think I'd rather just have the toast by itself, and I got the Band-Aid and everything. Sorry, everybody. I'm being a little negative here, and I apologize. RJ Ramrod says, we appreciate your candor. Thank you. Well, if I don't acknowledge when I've done well, or when I've done poorly, then how could I possibly acknowledge when I've done well? Or something like that. Deadly Spiders says, what happened to the chips? We left them in the oven too long. They're pretty nasty. Nah. The only good thing is the toast and the Dolce Gabbana or whatever. Maui Girl says dog shit is worse than that. I hate the smell of it. Yeah, you're talking about, I think you're talking about maybe the chips being burned. It's a pretty bad smell, although dog shit's pretty bad too. Maybe we should have a contest. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more of this salsa on there because I really don't like to waste food. I don't feel bad about the tortilla because that was kind of getting stale anyway. Caitlin's Kitchen says, if a fart became a meal, it might look something like this. You know what? That's actually a very, it's not only a poetic thing, but I think it's very true. The bread makes it so the salsa is kind of okay, but I'm gonna have one more bite. I highly recommend you have some food around the house, like chips, White Castle frozen burger sliders or whatever, anything in case something goes wrong. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here at Henry's Kitchen. I hope you had a good time. We definitely failed in terms of our dish, but Shirley's Newt says it kind of turned into a bruschetta. Yeah, that's a great point. It's not what we were trying to do, but that is kind of exactly what it turned into, and that is a nice way to look at it. RJ Ramrod says, thanks for thinking of us. Thanks for thanking of us. WikiTBH says, maybe it was the bug spray that burned the tortillas. Yeah, it could have been. All right, everybody. I hope you're having a great week. Thanks for joining me on this hump day. And hope to see you Sunday at noon Pacific time. Hope everybody has a great Valentine's Day. And you know what? Maybe we could call this the Valentine's Day meal if it's somebody you're trying to end things with. Because this might actually serve that purpose. But I'm excited about a few things. The Jose Suicidio album is almost completed. There's just some administrative work that needs to be done, which will happen throughout March, and hoping to release it no later than the end of March. I just want to roll it out correctly. And there'll be vinyl, and there'll be all kinds of other stuff. And also excited to go out on tour. St. Louis, February 22nd. Chicago, March 1st. And hope to see a lot of you there. And hope everybody has a great rest of your week. Thanks again for joining. And just generally speaking, I'm very happy. WTF says, have a good one, everybody. Yeah, have a good one, everybody. Boner of a Lonely Fart says, make sure you promote your acting when it comes out because you'll be acting like a different person and we won't recognize you. Yeah, I hope I'm doing a good job. We'll see. Thanks, Jackie Faye. Thanks, Parasitosis. Thanks, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your week and safe travels to our traveling people. Nancy Drudels, thanks for the song request. And Melanie, Parasitosis, Game Master Flash, Beelzebub, hope you guys are all having a good time. Thanks, It's Kate, for holding down the fort, and everybody else. So I'll see you soon.